Love on the rocks ain't no surprise. Just pour me a drink and I'll tell you some lies. Got nothing to lose, so you just sing the blues all the time. I gave you my heart, gave you my soul. You left me alone here with nothing to hold. Yesterday's gone. Now all I want is a smile. First they say they want you, how they really want you. Suddenly you find you're out there, waiting in a storm. When they know they have you, then they really have you. Nothing you can do or say. You've got to leave, just get away. We all know the song. You need what you need. You can say what you want. Not much you can do when the feeling is gone. Maybe blue skies above, but it's cold when your love's on the rocks. First they say they want you, oh, how they really need you. Suddenly you find you're out there, walking in a storm. When they know they have you, oh, they really have you. Nothing you can do or say. You've got to leave, just get away. We all know the song. Love on the rocks ain't no big surprise. Just pour me a drink and I'll tell you my lies. Yesterday's gone, and now all I want is a smile. Hello, YouTube. This is Wyman's musical rideshare. Coming back with a old tune. That tune is an old one, but it's a universal classic, a worldwide classic. Neil Diamond. That song is almost as old as the TRYP is about to launch. I said almost as old. You know, it's been a minute since I've done a video regarding TRYP. I purposefully, because I wanted to wait and see how this thing transfers. Taha Abbasi, as many already know, said peace out to TRYP. weeks ago. That's been weeks ago. Not really surprising to me, even though I didn't expect it to be him, because he was the one that was supposed to be so the face of TRYP, the saving grace of TRYP, the one who spoke the voice of reason, that a lot of the Uber tubers, it respected him for his upfront and his honesty and his forthrightness. But he bounced. Now, one of the things that comes up to me, first and foremost in my head, is what did he know? Because if you have a situation where the CTO, the technology officer, the one, okay, remember, TRYP was supposed to be a software as a service provider. So therefore, the product is software. The product is technology. So you are going to base and foundation of your company on technology, and the technology officer leaves. Houston, we have a problem. It is what it is, okay? And what I wanted to do is, because, see, Taha left a letter, and he posted his letter on Facebook, and he's basically saying, in a nutshell, it was the ethical, moral issues, the ethics. It was unethical in regards to their putting out things and getting expectations and things that was far from what was reality. In other words, I'm not quoting him, but I read the letter that he wrote. It seems as if he did not like the fact that so many people, including myself, I'm one of them, of many, you saw the video of all of those, that huge crowd that I documented that was there, excited, ready for an official launch. They had printed out, it was printed there, official launch, okay? And it did not launch. The company did not launch. Weeks went by, and it lingered and said, we are going to get this working. We're going to get this happening. We're going to get Miami off the ground. Miami is the first ground, man. We got to get Miami going. Miami never got off the ground. I mean, I feel sorry for all of those drivers, those drivers who signed up and who were expecting to get on the road and make money. But all of those drivers are still Uber lifting. Thank goodness that Uber and Lyft is real, because in my opinion, TRYP is not real. It's not real, because reality states that if you are going to launch a company and you have technology, the technology needs to be the product that funds and fuels the company. Without the technology, there is no company. What is it? It's a social club. That's what I see. I see TRYP is a social club. And hopefully, all of this is my opinion, but hopefully, there's not some social experiment going on where, let's see if we can actually say we're going to do something with some of the most exploited and some of the most beat down people on earth, rideshare drivers, who are struggling, funding all of their own expenses, funding everything, and trying to pay their bills, at the same time put gas in the car and fix the crack in the windshield, fix the brakes. Okay, now the brakes. Now you need to resurface your rotors. Now you need this. Now you need that. Now all these things that need to be done. You got it. Your water pump just went out. All of the things that drivers have to go through to make just enough money just to survive. And this is one of the most oppressed groups that I know of in business. And you're going to tell them that you're going to be a better way. You're going to do something better. And then you're going to drag us all the way down to Miami. And some of the most diehard of us was down there. And you're going to string us along. And you're going to make it seem as if you're going to launch a company. But there's still no app. The app, where is it? Here's the thing. Okay, Taha was working on the app, obviously, and they showed video here, video there of the app working, and this mock drive here and a mock drive there. But no one was able, there's no media, there's no Washington Post, there's no Miami Chronicle, whatever, no media that shows that this app works to get literally like Uber and Lyft to get a passenger from A to B. We have no documentation of that. Just a bunch of fluff videos by influencers. And then after all of this, okay, well we have partnered with a company in New York. Okay, forget Miami. Let's just scratch Miami. Miami's out the door. Oh, we got a company in New York. We partner with a company in New York. We're not going to tell you what the company is. We're just going to leave that as a mystery. But we partner with this company in New York, and that way we're going to get into New York. So then they say, okay, no, it ain't going to happen again. We're going to drag all these hundreds of people, okay, thousands of people to this launch. But we're going to just have a few mock influencers there. And we're going to show that the app, the drivers in Brooklyn is going to be taking rides from here to there. And yes, the app works. And it was successful. And everybody's rah, 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 rah. And then weeks go by. And Taha left. So now that Taha left, now they're saying Taha took all of the information, all the progress of the app. So therefore, and literally encrypted it so they couldn't get access to it. So now, according to what I'm hearing, they're at square one. They're now trying to redevelop an app after all this time. When I first got involved with this over a year ago, it was about to launch. And I was so excited. I did videos, as you can see in my YouTube channel. But at this point, it's really hard for me to trust. See, that's the word. It's all about trust. Taha obviously understood this, and that's why he bounced. Trust. If you say you're going to do something and you can't do it, don't say you're going to do it. Putting things out there just to get people excited or to get more fees or to get more support or to get more people, to bring in more people, and you can't show and prove, then you, to me, as my opinion, are a deceiver. Because if you have said you're going to do something and you cannot fulfill it, and you are not implementing and doing what you need to do to implement it so that it goes down, so that you're taking fees from drivers. Are you still taking fees from drivers to this day for an app that you can't even turn on? That no ordinary passengers have taken rides. Can't prove it to me. I haven't seen it. You see, there are so many things out there. Organizations, institutions, things like that. A lot of them. Okay? Not the major ones, but smaller institutions and things like that. That literally have done things like this where they brought people into things and it never goes to fruition. But after nothing works out, they still have a following. They have a core group of people that will literally believe in something that has never been documented, supported, and validated by fact. I have been fooled. I was raised into something that gave all of these expectations and had been doing it for years. I mean, decades. And said, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And everybody bets their whole life on it. Everybody will fight for it. Literally, people will, you talk about, online, you talk about TRYP, anybody talking about TRYP, all the trolls come in and the influencers, and they fight. For what? What are you fighting for? There is no app. There is no goddamn app. So what are you fighting for? What are you fighting for out there? If they have not proven that they can successfully implement rideshare. I know you've never seen me like this, but I've waited. I have waited enough time. And after Taha left, I have come to the conclusion that this thing is a deceptive thing. And will it change? I don't know. I'm not saying that it's going to forever be this way. I don't want any monetary interest in it. I don't care if it becomes bigger than Uber and Lyft. I don't care if it becomes bigger than fucking Amazon. I don't care anymore about earning anything because I can't trust it. I can't trust it. You have a situation where you have things that's supposed to have happened and doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, when I went down there, it felt genuine. It really did. It felt like something was really about to pop off. But lo and behold, 2020, going into March, and it's just delay. But are fees still coming in? Are you still collecting money from drivers? Are you still saying that markets are about to launch when you can't even launch the first market? You had a guy gallivanting on the stage saying he's the Miami Dolphins. Well, yeah, he is what he said he is, but what? For what? For what? Miami is not launched. There is no rides. And everybody goes, well, you're impatient. You're not waiting. It's startup. See, it's amazing how startups can get away with a lot of things because guess what? At the end of the day, if nothing happens and everybody has this big cult following, this big huge following of people that say, oh, wow, yeah, we're supporting TRYP all the way. TRYP. But nothing goes down. No rides are done. No monies are paid. Everybody's paying in. Okay? And then it didn't. And all of a sudden, just as surprising as Taha leaves, it's another surprise. Oh, well, we're going to close it down because it's not working out. But we're a startup. We told you, this happens. Startups. See, the startup card. It's a startup. So no startups can fail. But look at all of the hopes and dreams lost. TRYP is on the rocks, people. It's on the rocks. Okay? And my frustration is just a microcosm of the macrocosm of frustrated people out there. A lot of them that was there with me at that Miami launch and expected something to go down by now. To at least have an app in one city. One city. When they said they were going to go to New York, at that point I started to doubt. I started to say this thing may not be what it's cracked up to be. It could be another one bites the dust. Wyman got pulled into another one of them. How many has he went into? How many? So since he was 4 years old, he's been in a scam. And here's another one. Maybe not. But it's my opinion. And I will say this. It's going to take me a long time to say it. Because I waited. I waited. I said, okay, well, no. If this thing is real, something's going to give. Something's going to pop off. That app at least is going to be a fine product. That app is going to be a fine product. And it's going to be so good that all they need is one city. One city. That was supposed to be Miami. Expectations. Unethical. It's unethical. You dragged people down there. They spent money. You drag people down there, they spent money, they spent time, they spent effort. You have people that have went out and talked to people at airports and around and drivers and walked up to cars and did all these things. I was about to print out a bunch of business cards and all this. I'm glad I didn't do all that. For what? I could be wrong, and maybe this video could be impetus for them to say, oh, wow. Well, Wyman's musical Rideshare, all those videos, and now he's giving up on TRYP. I didn't say I'm giving up on anything, but what I will say is this. I've said it in another previous video. Show and prove. If you can't show and prove, and you're going to stop taking fees from drivers who are struggling. You say you care about drivers, give them their money back. Every single one of them. Give their money back until you have a working, functioning app. How about that? Can you do that? That would show a good faith. That would show good faith. We've sorry we've deceived everybody. We're sorry we've collected fees. Sorry we can't do background checks until we have an app to do background checks for. You do background checks on something that doesn't exist. Does it make sense? This is if it doesn't make sense, you're free to say it. I know I'm gonna get all kinds of haters on this. Oh, this comment all day. I could care less. Because one thing I know, it doesn't matter how silly some operations are, how unbelievably childish they become. There will still be a loyal base of followers who will follow blindly, even when they have been totally taken advantage of. And I hope this is not the situation with TRYP. But I will tell you this. I have lost faith in it. And to me, TRYP is on the rocks. So therefore, there won't be no more promoting of TRYP for me. My YouTube channel, we'll have to see how it goes. We'll either just do videos about Rideshare, whether I just sing. I don't know. But what is there to cover? I'm sorry, but it got to this. It's come to this. It's come to this situation where you have to, somebody is just got to just put it out there and say, was this just a social experiment just to see if they could take people who they know are disadvantaged and try to become a savior but have no means to save? I hope not. But anyway, I put it out there that I have lost trust, and trust is everything. Well, if you lose trust in something, it is hard to regain it. You have to show and prove. And in order to regain the trust of the many peoples that you were hoping to gather, like all of those Uber tubers and all that, please. A lot of them were right from the start. So, with that being said, sorry for the rant. Sorry for the somewhat indignation. But I believe it's warranted. If anybody feels that I'm unjustified in some of the things that I've said, or I'm taking it too far, or it's you're impatient, or let me know. Okay, let me know. But you got to be logical and explain why the reason why I feel is not valid, because there are thousands, hundreds, and thousands of people that have put money into this. There are people who have invested in this. There are people who have invested their energy in this and their time in this, and they have not received a dime. And I'm one of them. Hope everyone is having a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Peace out.